Alright there, how's it going everyone? Today I will be talking about how to grow your channel on YouTube. Now, I know I'm not the best person in the world to talk about this because, we haven't really got loads of subs or loads of clout and fame, but I feel like I can give a good general view on how to grow your channel and how to get to the top, and just look at other examples of other people climbing to the top and getting there. So, in my opinion, first and foremost, by far the most important thing is to ask yourself these two questions, right? First one being the video that I'm about to make or do or record or edit, right? Am I going to enjoy making this video or editing this video or whatever? And will it get any views? Now, the most important thing is, you know, if you enjoy, like, if you're not going to get anywhere with a video, as long as you enjoy doing it, does it really matter, I suppose? Yeah. But if you want to get somewhere with it, that is the other question. Will it get views? And obviously, you don't want any clickbaity rubbish, you don't want any serious clickbait nonsense saying, oh, person gets shot, I blow up my house, I burn down 20 houses, I don't know, something ridiculous. You don't want that sort of clickbaity nonsense. But you do want something that encourages people to click on it. But when they do click on it, make the video actually what it says in the title, actually have it in the video. So if it's like eating 50 million calories in 2 seconds, that's not true. But if it's eating, loads and loads of Happy Meals in an hour, then, that's believable. And we want to see it because it's a believable thing. But people usually click on the most unbelievable stuff, which isn't too good, really. But yeah, I'll talk about different types of content and how to make it big in different types of content as well. So, say if you're a gaming channel, we'll just start off with that because we've said numerous times on the podcast before that gaming is a dying breed, really. Sadly, there aren't really many big gaming channels anymore, and YouTube don't really seem to be promoting gaming channels anymore. There are two things you can do. Either one, game reviews, gaming news, or montages, or playing new games that might get some views. Because what I was about to say is how a lot of YouTubers have moved on to Twitch, or a lot of people just stream on Twitch because it's easy money. Everyone just goes there for gaming. You don't have to edit your videos; you just stream them, and it's pretty good. But the one thing that YouTube has over Twitch is that you can rewatch the videos back loads and loads of times, and you can edit the videos as well. And some people prefer edited things that are just edited down to like 10 minutes of funny, hilarious moments, instead of like a 5-hour gameplay. And I think Twitch gets rid of the videos after you've made so many videos. So, but at the same time, you can back up your videos. You can upload your Twitch videos to YouTube. So yeah. There's also Mixer, which is alright, I guess. That's not too bad, but I don't know, Twitch just seems more professional. It seems like there's more people on there. You can watch all the videos back. I don't, because you can stream Twitch from Xbox, but you can't. You can stream Mixer from Xbox, but you can't do that with Twitch. But again, I don't really know how to record it back. I suppose with the Mixer, you can record it on your Xbox Live and record from your capture card if you want. But I'm pretty sure with Twitch, it's you use OBS or Streamlabs to record it or whatever. I don't know. I haven't bothered with Twitch stuff yet. Another gaming related thing, because the thing is, I think the main reason why gaming's failing is because it really has just had its day. Like there was Minecraft, and Minecraft was a big thing. There was all these old gameplays, all these people messing about, some people making parody songs for the gameplays, and all this madness. But it's just had its day, and it's a phase, and people have moved on from it. Now it's like all these vlogs, but I'll get to that in a bit. So with gaming, either go to Twitch, play new games, montages, and that's it really, I suppose. There ain't really much else I can say. If you just want to do gaming, or try something new maybe, if your channel's failing, like say if you're already established, maybe try something new to get in new viewers, I don't know, because you do see a lot of famous people end up with dying channels that just don't do that well. Like they've got, I don't know, 1 million subs and they only get like 10 or 20k views or 100k views. I don't know. So yeah, there's that. Also, another big thing with gaming, there are machinimas as well, and the most well-known machinimas probably Halo machinimas and Minecraft machinimas, and they're all right. It's just sort of content. You have to be really passionate about it because you have to be prepared. If you put loads and loads of effort into a machinima, it might only get 100 or 200 views. I mean, that's better than only like 10 or 20 or 30, but you've got to be prepared for it to not do that well. And also, Halo isn't as prominent as it used to be. And Minecraft machinimas, they might do alright. I suppose it depends what people like. I feel like people like more comedic machinimas because look at Red vs Blue, that's the most successful machinima of machinima series of all time. I know a lot of it's animated now, but for the I think, first 5 seasons it was all machinima, then they started adding little animations and little edits in. Or I think it was all the way up till season 7 they started adding animations in. I can't remember, I really can't remember, but I know from season 1 to 5 it was all machinima stuff. And they was just really, really creative with it. And it started off the Rooster Teeth channel, it really boosted it up, and well, now they're doing quite well, aren't they? You're at Rooster Teeth, they're a big company that make videos, so just little innovative things really. But most machinimas, it really is just about being passionate about things, As I say, there is gaming reviews and all that, and there's more chance that they'll get views because people prefer other people telling them opinions rather than them forming their own opinions, so they have good arguments because these reviewers go into mad detail and look into things and whatever. But a lot of people like reviews. A lot of people want to see what other people think of games before they buy games, because say like with films, even though we will talk about film reviews later, but say like a film, you can go to CEX and bloody get loads of films for 50p, but a brand new game is 50 or 60 quid. It's madness. So you really need to do your research before buying it. I mean, some people just bish bosh bang, first day, give me the money, give me the game, let's go, here's the money, 50 quid down the drain, oh, it's a bag of arse, what a load of rubbish, can't believe it, wasted 50 quid on this total load of rubbish, unbelievable. So you do have to be careful when you're buying stuff. But with a film, going to the cinema, I mean, I know a lot of cinemas are a piss take, but what, you only spend like 11 quid or whatever at the most. I know VIP seats are 13, 14 quid, and some cinemas are quite a bit cheaper, like 8 quid. I have heard that there's in like Wales or whatever, you can get this deal and it's only £2.50 to see a film, which is insane. But enough about that, I'm getting sidetracked. So yeah, with game reviews you also have to be passionate about it and think to yourself, bloody hell, this might not get any views. I mean, there's a decent chance, but it might not get any views. I will say one really good thing about gaming, you can use gameplay as like a backdrop for your videos, and in your game videos, if you review a game, you can use all sorts of footage from the game. The majority of companies are quite mellow about people using their gaming footage and whatever. So yeah, because otherwise, because gaming footage is like promotion for the game, So, and I mean, if you couldn't record gameplay, then people would just be like, what the bloody hell, what's the point? So then the game would just lose a lot of its players and lose a lot of its promotion. And it would be stupid for companies to be copyrighting games anyway. So, but that is a good thing about gaming, rather than like with films. You either have to film yourself talking about it, or, you just film yourself talking about it. You can't usually use footage from films. And if you do use footage from films, you have to usually mute the audio, which I guess fair enough, or you use what's it called? You just use pictures, or you can do what the Nostalgia Critic does, and he just acts out all the films, which is absolutely mad. Him and his team act out all the films. So I think I've covered gaming okay, I guess. Now on to films. So I did cover films slightly then. You just have to be a big film buff, don't you? You have to have passion about it, but it's easier to pump out that sort of content. I can't really think of loads and loads of film reviewers. You do have to have decent quality videos with films, obviously have a decent camera, decent background, and you have to know what you're on about, One of my mates sent me this dude who's been making videos from 2007, and he just reviews a shit ton of films which aren't really that well known. They're just really random, bizarre films. I can't remember the channel's name. The video's really, really bad quality. The quality when this geezer started videos, it never changed the quality. It's always been 2007 or 2006 quality. So for the same 14 years, for 14 years, he's filmed with the same quality, which is pretty crazy, really. And he reviews a bunch of obscure films. Like, he has reviewed some well-known films, but a lot of them are just obscure films. So from that, you can take away trying to review relevant films. You have to be a big film buff. Obviously, most old films probably won't get many views or much attention. Most of the time it's just new cinema films because people are like, oh, should I go and watch this film? Because all the old films, like if you reviewed Goodfellas, as much as it's a class film and all that, everything that has been said about it needs to be said. I mean, History Buffs did a massive video on it, and other people have reviewed Goodfellas, and it's like, yeah, they've said everything they need to say about it. So that's how it is with most old films. Unless there's a film which hasn't got much attention and you want to give attention, so then I understand people, making videos in mad detail then, or if it's a big reviewer and the fans are like, oh, review this, then I sort of understand it. But most of the time you probably want to keep it to new films in the cinema. And if you want to be successful with it, don't just talk about one thing for ages and ages and ages. Like, don't make a 20-minute extravaganza. It's probably best to just keep pumping out videos, film reviews. That is really how to get big on YouTube, because the problem is if you make like 8 videos a year and they're all mad detail and one of them gets like 10k views, I suppose that's alright and gives your channel a bit of attention, but it's like, I don't know. The most successful YouTubers pump out loads of videos if you want success and if you want clout and fame, But again, there's no problem if you want to make mad detail videos and you're just doing it for fun and you don't care about any of that stuff. Fair enough. That's fair dues. Do what you want. There is this dude, one of my favourite YouTubers called Shave Thrillers. He does review older films and he does review new films sometimes. He keeps it mostly to animations. But I know I said don't go into mad detail, but a lot of his success has been him going into mad detail and looking into things a lot. And he has done old films, but I feel like the reason why that works is because it's very, very, very nostalgic stuff. Like a lot of this generation, like people who were born in 2000, 99, 98, grew up with a lot of the films that he's reviewing. So, like why is Shrek 2 the best sequel? I just watched that and I thought, man, this is amazing. He goes into so much detail because it's nostalgic. It's from my childhood, I wasn't watching bloody Goodfellas and Casino and Raging Bull when I was 5 years old. So I think that's why his more nostalgic content works. Obviously, you can go back and look into films and do stuff, but as I say, I would advise just looking at new films because I just feel like that's what people are more bothered about, But yeah. Also with reviews, it does depend how reliable you are. If loads of people say if you say all this good stuff about Red Dead 2 on the day it comes out and then it's an amazing game, people will probably respect your opinion more. If you're one of these people who's bought out by a company, I don't know, say if Joel Schumacher pays you 20 grand to say that Batman and Robin was good back in the 90s, if you accepted that 20 grand, then you'd be no one would care about your opinion anymore. But if you are honest about the films, then people respect your opinion a lot more. So I feel like but if you do have a crazy opinion that most of the internet don't agree with, obviously try and justify it, but also just say, as a personal, I can see all the criticisms, but as a personal thing, my personal opinion, I absolutely love this film or this game, you know what I mean? So yeah, nostalgia critic, that, as I was saying about him earlier, he does talk about the film, but a lot of it's just silly jokes, and some of them are kind of funny. I laughed a lot more when I was a kid, but now I'm sort of like, I just prefer him going into analysis about films. Like, he does do analysis about other films, but like other things, he just tells loads of jokes all the time. So I suppose it is what it is, isn't it? He can do what he wants, I guess. But I prefer deep analyses, about films. I don't like people just telling silly jokes all the time and messing around. But I suppose it depends what his audience enjoy and what people watch and what people want to see, because he does have some videos, as I say, where he goes into deep analysis about things. So so yeah, that's that over. Now on to vlogs. So yeah, one of my family members, they watch loads and loads and loads of family channels and loads of vlogs. and they're just very, very, you know, just very kid friendly and very daft, really, in my opinion. Not really my sort of thing, but they make mad money and they're quite successful. I'm not really paying attention to when my siblings watching the videos, but I can see that they get a lot of views and they are very successful. I think YouTube just promote them because kids can watch them at the end of the day, and that's that, isn't it? You know, there isn't really much to it, really. It's just established, family friendly, boring content, from what I've seen. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, really. I suppose the kids think, oh, it's their family. I'd rather watch them live their lives than do stuff with my own family. I don't know what's going through people's heads when they're watching them, or maybe they're like, oh, this is entertainment. There's no swearing. Oh, yippee. I don't know. I just don't know. Load of crap. Oh, wait, I was going to talk loads about vlogging. Oh, yeah, not just family-friendly channels. I mean, with vlogs and all that, sometimes big YouTubers have like a second channel where they just vlog, or people just become big vloggers and live their lives on camera, and people want to watch them live their lives. It does take a bit of effort to edit, but all you really have to do is go, hey guys, act a bit fake and excited and pumped up all the time to pretend to be someone that you're not. Film yourself talking, going all over the gaff, going to the shops, getting your hair done, getting your ears pierced, going to the cinema, going to the pub, I don't know, vlog at the gym. What can I say, really? It's just people going all over the gaff, people filming themselves, people go filming on holidays. And I don't really mind it if it's like just for a laugh or whatever, just like a one-off. Oh, let's film this family holiday and I guess post a bit of it online. And then just for memories, something sentimental. But no, they just spam out vlogs for loads and loads of videos. I don't watch vlogging channels. Really isn't my gig. I guess it takes a bit of talent to act pumped up and scream at the camera and act stupid or put your life on camera, but it don't really take that much. I have a lot more respect for film reviewers, gaming reviewers. Some gaming channels I have more respect for. Some, I don't know, like it does. No, to be fair, it takes a lot of work, gaming channels. So yeah, fair play. And machinima people I have loads of respect for because they're obviously bothered about films. But vloggers, it's like, because you know, with a lot of things, when people say, "Oh, it's easy," oh well, why don't you do it? You know, that's the thing that people usually say. So if I go about saying, "Oh, vlogging's easy," and people might say, "Oh, why don't you do it?" And I'll tell you why I wouldn't do it, because I just don't want to live my full personal life on camera, and I don't want to be acting fake all the time. You know, I don't want to be filming myself going places constantly and going, hello, blah, 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 blah. So I suppose you have to respect how ballsy they are to live their life on camera. But apart from that, it's just them acting a certain way and filming things happen. And that's that, I guess, really. Yeah, so there isn't really much else I can say about that. Now on to the next thing. Skits. So, skit channels. The main ones I've watched, I watched a bit of Fairbrain films in 2017 and 18, then I stopped watching them and now I'm watching them a bit again. And I started watching Stephen Tries a few months ago, and I love the practicality of their videos. I love how Stephen Tries, he's done podcasts before, he does his little things on Stephen Tries Less, where him and Max mess around and do funny things, and he does stuff on his main channel, just skits how to be so-and-so, parodying things like Vogue and whatever, and on his second channel he parodied the 10 Things I Can't Live Without. Well, he does it sort of serious, but at the same time he sort of takes the mick a bit. What I really like about Stephen Tries is a lot of people I know, I show his stuff to them and they're like, oh, this is crap, but this stuff just doesn't appeal to me, it's so unfunny and silly. But I'm like, he just takes the mick out of himself, and the jokes are well timed and it's really practical, it's edited quite well, and the dialogue's really good. I just enjoy Stephen Tries stuff. Fairbrain films sort of the same. It's sort of just so silly, it's funny, and just good laughs, good banter. Really, what can I say? Skit channels are good, very practical. The thing takes a lot of effort to come up with stuff, and they're not just, as much as you need to spam out videos to be successful, they're not just spamming out videos every day. They're coming up with stuff, coming up with funny things, which is good, really. Stephen tries. I'm not just gonna say he's the best thing ever, because some of his success was credited to people like the True Geordie or the Sidemen. But he probably made the effort to be cool with them and get along with them, and then end up in their videos. So fair play to him. Funny classic content. So yeah, good stuff. So what could we talk about next? So we've done skip channels. I know Machinima's sort of creative, but I like to talk about a bit about animation channels. So there's stuff like Ed's World, which was a really great animated show on YouTube, and well, it wasn't like a proper TV show, but it was something, you know, a group of friends worked on, a lot of effort went into it, and the stories were good. The jokes were fairly funny, and it was just decent banter, decent gentle humour, decent banter, decent fun, really. So yeah, that was good. There was there's channels, I can't remember, I think it's called Only NG and Psychic Pebbles. They used to make videos years and years ago, and those animations were quite. I mean, I watched them when I was younger, and they made me laugh quite a bit. But now looking back on them, it's just sort of like silliness, like silly faces, daft noises, and absolute silliness. But it's all right banter, you know. It's a decent laugh, and it's so bizarre and bonkers, you know. You sort of can't help but laugh at it if that's your type of humour. I guess seeing someone else's reaction to some of the silliness on there is quite funny, and they are good channels, and effort goes into their videos, so respect. Now on to one of my favourite communities, the brick filming community. I used to absolutely love them when I was younger. People like Forest Fire 101, Keshan8, Blob Studios, Fancy Pants. I can't really think of anyone else at the moment. Pizza Movies, when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of him. Michael Hitchcocks, I think Hickox, I can't remember his proper name. I've been watching a bit more Forest Fire 101 and Keshan8 recently, but apart from that, I haven't really gone back too much. You just got to respect how much effort they put into the videos. Like in their most recent videos, like Forest Fire 101 and Keshan8, the filming is so smooth, and you got to think the big Lego set pieces that they do are absolutely phenomenal. So much effort goes into it. So I've got loads and loads of respect for them. They're just really, really hard-working and dedicated animators. I don't really know much about like computer animation. I'm sure a lot goes into that. Stop motion animation. Some of the set pieces they have to build, and the characters moving, and they get all the voice lines in. It's just like bloody hell, so much goes into it, and they animate their mouths moving and explosions, and they have to probably wreck some of the figures too. I'm not saying it's bad that they're wrecking figures, but like that, they have to wreck it a bit. Wreck it a bit more. Picture if someone's getting shot or whatever. So yeah, loads of effort goes into brick filming. They make a lot of cool stories. You can set things in loads of different universes. Like you can make a Star Wars brick film. You can make a Marvel brick film. Whatever Lego have done, you can make a brick film out of. You know. Just the creativity, you know, and the thing is, a regular person couldn't make a Star Wars film in real. Well, it would be very, very, very hard to make a proper good Star Wars film and lightsaber fights in real life and the environments. But with a brick film, with the Lego pieces, you can bring these sets to life. You can bring the characters to life with the taking the pictures and stop motion. And you can put people's voices in there and set up environments. Obviously, there's only so far you can go, and you might not have the resources, or you might not be asked. But you know, it's just cool and creative, really. So yeah, fair play. I don't really know. Now the next one, I don't really know where Callum's Corner falls into, because he does vlog, but his vlogs feel very, very realistic and cool. Like when you watch Callum's Corner videos, you sort of feel like he's your mate and like he's really realistic. And he's honest with you. He even cried in one of the videos. So you know, when he was feeling really upset about a situation. So you've got to have a lot of respect for that bloke. I don't know where his videos fall into, because he does tutorials. He does cooking with Callum. He does raging videos when he has to get something off of his chest. He's done music videos, which is quite cool. That he goes into loads of different types of content. He does just all meme reviews. He reviews merch. He, as I say, gives people advice, self-defense videos. Him getting back at his trolls. He does food reviews. He's done like challenges, like what happens when you stop up for 72 hours. etc. You know, and the thing is, what I really respect about the Callum's Corner videos, he's got to 300k subs and he gets quite a lot of views as well. He can, you know, he's made like 600 odd videos, or he might be on 700 now. 630 videos on his YouTube channel, and he hasn't given up really. People call him Tic Tac and take the piss out of him, but he still makes videos, and he goes live on Twitch as well. And you know, he's on like, I think I'd imagine 20k a year for making these videos, which is good money. And also, he's just done videos. At first, he did videos on a crap phone. Now, and that got him to 100k, and now he does videos on an okay camera. But they're not like professional videos, but they're decently made, you know. But they're nothing special. So a lot of it is just his personality carrying him to the top, really, to make a living off of YouTube. And you got to respect him a lot for that. And he's just an entertaining geezer. He's just an absolute legend. I sort of feel like he falls into his own category. He isn't like anyone else, you know. Same with like KSI. He does FIFA videos. He did videos of his family. He did challenges. He did all sorts, didn't he? Not really my cup of tea, but you know, decent laughs. I loved it when he was doing boxing content and all that stuff, and talking to boxers and his sparring videos. And he did a video of Michael Bisping. But apart from that, it doesn't really appeal to me. But still, quite entertaining, quite good. And these are the sort of channels that do loads and loads of different content, not just one type of content. And I feel like, because that's what we do here on ALP, really. We do all sorts, UFC, predictions, some gameplays, commentaries, a review once in a while, and mostly podcasts. So it's good to mix it up, you know, just because I enjoy mixing it up, Aaron enjoys mixing it up. And also, you know, it's a decent way to get people in. So, yeah. What other types of content are there then? There's like these like topic channels. So MMA channels, you know, football channels, whatever. They're pretty simple to talk about, really. It depends what you're interested in. I suppose the MMA channels get a lot of views when Conor McGregor's fighting, and loads of people care about that. Boxing channels get a few views now and then. The things with boxing, a lot of the fans are like people in their 40s, you know, they remember it from the 80s. A lot of, and the thing is, boxing, I've said numerous times before that, you know, it's just a rip-off. That's so much, it just costs so much money for the pay-per-views, it's ridiculous. They never have good fights for free, ever, very rarely. I mean, Hughie Fury's been on Channel 5 a few times, but that's it, really. They're just so corrupt, and they're just so bothered about making quick money. It's ridiculous, but they probably make more money in the long run because more people would watch it if it was, I don't know, 10 quid, or if it was for free, maybe. Okay, not for free, not the biggest fights for free, but maybe have some decent fights for free, then the top fights for 10 quid. Honestly, I guarantee they make so much more money in the long run because more people would buy it. I mean, I don't know. There's only like one person that I know who pays for boxing pay-per-views on a regular basis. Now, if it only costed 10 quid, you know, for the biggest fights, and they gave away good normal fights for free, they'd probably make so much more money. Imagine 10 people buying a pay-per-view for 10 quid, or like one person out of those 10 people who would buy a pay-per-view for 25 quid. It wouldn't happen. You know, I'm going off on a tangent again here, sorry, but it's just, you know, usually people are bothered about these sports, aren't they? Usually people want to watch sports or hear people talk about sports and get other people's opinions, so that's alright, isn't it? You know, that's decent laughs. Some people are just really entertaining about the sports and all that, you know. Some people are a bit disrespectful and toxic, and I don't mind constructive criticisms, but, like, you know, you have to give some sports people their due and be respectful when you can, but criticise them a bit, you know, when they've made a mistake, I guess, but try and make it constructive and not be a dickhead, you know. Because a lot of people who go on about sports are some of the laziest people ever, who don't even realise what it's like to compete in these sports, and not even realise how hard it is to compete in these sports. Obviously, I never ever like to bring up politics at all. I've said it multiple times, it's just not me. I have got political views, I know quite a bit about politics, but I just don't want to bring up my views at all. They're not bad or anything. They're nothing extreme or stupid, but I just don't want to divide the audience. So yeah, there has been a few times when people have brought up tiny smidges of politics on the podcast, and we've said a few little things here and there, but never straight up said anything because we don't want to divide the audience. But be that as it may, what I'm going into now is not me going on about politics, but there are political channels. I just thought I'd mention them. It does depend if you're, left wing, right wing, centrist, centre left, centre right. Whatever you are, you might enjoy political channels. Personally, I watch channels on the left and right to get a healthy balance. And by the way, I do lean to one side, but I'm not going to say. But I do watch both left wing and right wing channels just to get a decent idea of where people are coming from. And there are some very entertaining political commentators. There are some boring ones. Some of them do a lot of research, some of them don't do a lot of research. On both sides, sometimes people just scream stuff all the time or say basic generic stuff. Sometimes people go deeper. I also watch a few centrist ones as well. Again, I just like getting a healthy dosage. So that type of content is okay. It's a bit enjoyable, I guess. The problem is with these political channels though, they can just spam out stuff and just constantly spam out nonsense and, which ain't really good. I feel like they should try and make some different content, some of these political channels, not just politics all the time. I don't really think it's healthy because you're just going to get a lot of toxic people on either side coming after you. I feel like they should try and make other types of content as well. But it's their decision and it is alright, isn't it? So, yeah. What else then? Podcasts. Duh. Sorry about that. Yeah, very, very easy to make. In reality, very easy. There's not really much else I can say. Well, there is, sorry, I'm just a bit tired this morning. So podcasts are quite easy to make, you just have to commentate, but I'm not trying to big myself up or anything, but a lot of people aren't really good at talking for ages and ages and ages and ages and ages, A lot of people would sort of not crumble under the pressure, but like just not know how to keep a conversation going about loads and loads of stuff. Like it's easy when you have something scripted, but like going off the cuff, I feel like some people would struggle with that a bit. But it's each to their own. It's whatever you enjoy, obviously. But podcasts, I really enjoy them as they're easy to make. A lot of fun, a lot of banter, an excuse to just get your mates in a Discord call or a messenger call and just have a laugh and talk about shit. Just a load of kick-ass fun, really. I watched loads and loads of podcasts, so I enjoy having them on in the background or listening to them. Joe Rogan Experience, the Believe You Me podcast, True Geordie podcast, Stephen Tries podcast. What else? Happy Hour podcast is okay. I watched a few episodes of the Impulsive podcast. I know loads of people don't like Logan Paul, but him and the Pauls, Jake and Logan are alright now. I don't have too many problems with them. They haven't done anything stupid recently. They act up a bit for the camera, but who cares? But I mainly think they're cool because of Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is cool with them, and I'm like, well, hey, Ryan Garcia, what a legend. And then, obviously, he's cool with the Pauls, and I just thought, on the podcast, Logan Paul seems like a cool bloke. He's made some mistakes, but he's a young bloke chasing fame, and these things happen, don't they? Same with Jake Paul, really, Well, not the same. I do prefer Logan to Jake, but Jake didn't seem too bad, really. But I do understand why a lot of people hate him, but could be worse. The only problem with them, the main problem I have with them is, that I did have with them, is that the way they were acting, kids would think to themselves, oh, this is how we need to be successful, shouting at the camera and acting stupid and filming horrible stuff or saying horrible stuff. And that isn't really the way to go about it. But again, they're just trying to make a living. They're making content. They could try and make. I know Logan's content is a bit better now, to be honest. But back in the day, kids would probably think, oh, this is the way to be successful, going crazy. But I suppose the parents should probably tell them, no, this isn't successful. This is 1 in a million. It's like the Sidemen dropping out of school. It's 1 in and becoming YouTubers. It's 1 in a million. Don't drop out of school to become a YouTuber. Yeah. Obviously, if you've already got millions of subs, then I suppose you could drop out of school if you wanted to, but it ain't really a good idea to drop out of school if you're not successful on YouTube yet, or in general, really. It's probably best to see out school and get some GCSEs, I guess. I don't know, your decision, but yeah. I guess with that though, you can say, "Oh, I watch more," because they might think screaming at a camera and getting your family to act stupid is the way forward, really. When it isn't, I feel like creating creative content and being a down to earth, nice person and being yourself is the way forward on the internet and trying to make some entertaining stuff. But it is what it is, isn't it? This is just what people like. Any YouTuber that's famous, in reality, it is the people's fault that they become famous. Um, it's no one else's fault. They make the videos. I suppose they make the choice to make the videos, but we're all the ones watching them. So. I did want to. I don't know what else I can say about podcasts. Oh yeah, guests coming on podcast. Obviously, some people only like it when guests come on. People that they like, because some guests, some celebrities don't do many interviews, but they might act a bit fake or feel under pressure on interviews. But in a podcast, in a room sitting across from Joe Rogan, you might feel like chilled out a bit because it's just not in front of a massive audience. So you're like, yeah, blah 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 blah. And you're just really chilled out, and it can be edited. If you do something stupid on a live chat show, they're not going to edit it out. They're going to be like, "Oh, this is hilarious," viewing figures and all that. We'll become fat. We'll get loads more clout and fame because this person did something stupid. So, yeah. But yeah, podcasts are a good way to just. And also, I know it sounds pretty little and silly, but with a podcast, you can just put your phone down, look up at the ceiling, and just listen to it. You don't have to strain your eyes or stress your eyes looking at it. Obviously you can look at it if you want to, but that's another good thing about a podcast. You don't need to be watching it and looking really closely at it. You can just listen to it in the background and relax. You can go to sleep, you can rest your eyes, listen to a podcast. You can just lie on your bed, listen to a podcast, or whatever, or just have it on in the background if you're doing your homework or housework. Or I wouldn't advise listening to it while you're driving though. That's a bit dangerous. But anything else is alright, I guess. On a bus, whatever. That's the good thing about them. You don't need to be looking at it and paying too much attention to it. You can, as I say, you can just have it on in the background, so that's good. It also makes people feel like they're part of a conversation, just listening to people talk normally rather than people acting fake on vlogs or acting silly in videos. Obviously, you have to be in a certain mood for some of these comedy videos, but with podcasts, you feel like you're part of it. I did want to shout out, they don't need a shout out, but obviously I wanted to say iDubbbz Filthy Frank, hilarious skits, just absolute madness. The roast, the content cop's hilarious. The videos are just crazy, absolute bonkers fun. Those sort of skits are also quite good. But I do prefer people like Stephen Tries and Fairbrain Films just because of the practicality. I suppose iDubbbz is really, really practical as well, but he's got loads of money to do stuff. But I suppose he didn't originally, did he? And his content cops are just something else. They're just some of the best stuff ever. So, yeah, actually, no, yeah, I regret saying that Stephen Tries and Fairbrain are way better. They're all around the same, really, but their skits are quite fun as well. I would bring up people like Ray William Johnson who review content, but what can I say about him? I don't know. His reviews were good for the day. I guess they was alright just reviewing silly viral videos. They just make that every single week. He had the Your Favourite Martian music channel, which was covers of bands and covers of songs, and sometimes he made his own songs, and that was okay, I guess. Smosh, again, Pioneers, decent for back in the day content, but by today's standards, I don't know if they're still going. They probably are still going and doing really well, but I'm not really bothered about their skits that much anymore, so... Yeah, Annoying Orange, that was really weird. That sort of falls into the animation category. I suppose as a one-off, it was alright, putting your face on a piece of fruit and having someone else's face on another piece of fruit, that's alright. And I understand the creator making a career out of it and making some money off of it and putting his stamp on YouTube and becoming famous. But at the end of the day, it was just a bit of silliness, really. If you're judging it for quality, it probably only need one video. Then after that, it should have just been left. But I don't blame him for trying to become famous off of it. But yeah, just weird content. But I suppose that's what people like back in 2009, 2010. I don't know if that's still going. I haven't watched that for ages. I think I checked it a couple of years ago or a year and a half ago, and it was still going. Can't remember. So yeah. Let's talk about the beauty community quickly. I only know a bit about James Charles. One of my mates keeps telling me, just me, because he's already watched the makeup documentaries, and I was like, why did you watch that for? And he said, well, it's pretty insane how much money they make off of it and all that. And I said, oh, okay. He wants me to watch them documentaries. I don't really know much about the beauty community, though. I know a bit about James Charles. Everyone was depicting him as a bit of a tit, but I suppose I don't know what to say about him, really. Just it's a bit scummy how much he charges fans for tickets and all this nonsense when he's already got more than enough money to live on. But all I will say about beauty community videos, if they're just doing makeup, I suppose that takes a lot of skill to get good at, and if loads of people are watching it, they might be doing some certain techniques that other people aren't doing. So fair play to them, I guess. And what other types of content are there? Viral videos. They're just funny for a moment, I suppose. They're nothing really special. They're just funny in the moment. They're just really unique, bizarre things. Viral videos are sort of out of it now. There aren't many people that are bothered about that anymore. What else? Voiceovers. They're kind of funny because you can have some silly show and then some like kids show like Rainbow for Adults. That was quite funny, that voiceover, and the Scouse voiceovers, they were quite good. They were quite funny just because of how well they were done, and the impressions in Rainbow for Adults was quite good, but just because because they're just so weird and funny, and like they're just so random as well, and they come up with weird storylines inside the film, and they say things at the perfect times, and it's edited well. It's not just like done with a potato camera and then they just try and talk while they can. They actually get footage muted and do it properly, so some of them are alright. There was another thing I was going to talk about. I can't remember. Viral videos, voiceovers. Oh man, my mind has just gone totally blank. Oh, YTPs, yeah, they're quite funny, you know. They're like a better version of voiceovers because you can make the characters do stupid things in animations. And you can YTP YouTubers as well. I feel like an amazing YouTuber to YTP is definitely Callum's Corner, because he said so much stuff in his videos, you know, so many weird, funny things that you can just take the mick out of him and just edit it and make it look daft, you know, and make him say stupid things. And he also reacts to them all, which is quite funny, and he just doesn't understand them and he gets annoyed at half of them. Well, he gets annoyed at probably like 95% of them. He just thinks most of them are crap. I suppose he understands like how creative they are, but they're not his cup of tea. He likes a couple of the memes, I guess, that they've done of him, but that was it really. He likes memes where they take the mick out of someone else and take the mick out of him. So, yeah. He also likes really creative memes, so, you know. And, yeah. What else? Sorry, I sort of just rambled on. I just realised that all I've done, for some of them I gave a bit of advice, but some of them I just like sort of talked a load of nonsense and just offed my way through and didn't give advice on it. So let's just talk about brick filming again quickly. Brick filming, what you want to do, look at relevant things and make a film out of that maybe. Make a brick film out of a film, TV show, a movie, whatever set you get. Like if you get a Star Wars set, make a film out of a Star Wars set. A comedic, entertaining one, a serious one, whatever you want to do. With vlogging, just pump out loads and loads of videos if you want to grow, I guess. Put your personal life on show and all that nonsense. There you go, fair play. Beauty videos, just do those tutorials, get yourself out there. Just show people how you do things. It'd be very thorough and very detailed, I suppose. With machinimas, just make sure you're doing the right shots, right edits, decent voice actors, make sure everyone's got a decent mic quality, and just have fun with it, I guess, you know. Don't expect to get anywhere with it, especially stuff like that, because it takes so long to do it, it might not pay off. Mostly do it because of your enjoyment of it. Podcasts, again, try and get somewhat famous people on. Obviously, it's going to be hard for you to get the big wigs, you know, the top people on. Like the True Geordie's got KSI, Logan Paul on, you know, he's done very well. Ricky Gervais, but the guy who plays Podrick in Game of Thrones, Eddie Hearn, Tyson Fury, Frank Mir, Michael Bisping, The list goes on. He's just managed to get loads and loads of famous people on there. He's also done podcasts about like big events happening, like and documentaries and bad things that happen and good things that happen and etc. etc. With animations, I don't really, as I said, with stop motion, you just have to be really thorough. You know, edit it well. Try and find something relevant to make about it, and get good voice actors. Sort of the same as Machinima, but a lot harder because you have to build all the set pieces and spend loads of time taking pictures. So that's quite difficult. What else? Skits. Skits are quite hard because to grow big with, because they do take a lot of time, and it is very very hard. First off, to find people who are willing to be on camera and do all this stupid shit, and second off, finding people, getting everyone together at the right time, because it's just so hard to get loads of people together because people just pull out at the last second, and like you could have a really vital person you need for this skit or whatever, and they just don't show up at the last second, and it's just like, oh, you've got to do this another time. What, can everyone do this other day? No, I can't. Oh, well, I can do this now. And it just becomes a massive faff. So they're quite hard. Again, just do relevant things. Make sure they're edited well. Yeah, I can't really think of much else, to be honest. Try and not talk down to your audience with it, or with anything really, any content. Try and be straight to the point, try and be upfront with them, and just try and act like yourself with all of it, really. Don't try and put on some fake nonsense. What else did I talk about? Callum's Corner and like KSI type channels. I don't know, they just do all sorts, don't they? So if you want to do all sorts, look at what's doing well. If you want to grow your channel, look at what people are liking, look at what people enjoy. Probably look at the watch time. Look at how long people you watch your videos for. Look at the amount, like look at where your video peaks and what you're saying at that point, and look at it where it goes down, and see where like it isn't doing as well, and look at the things that you said in that moment. Just things like that, really. That's all you can do, I'm pretty sure I've voiceovers, try and do voiceovers of things that you know loads about. So if you know loads about, I don't know, bloody SpongeBob SquarePants, and at the times when he says things and what's happening in that episode, and you want to make a stupid voiceover that fits in with the story, then go for it. Also, be very careful of copyright. If you don't monetize it and you don't like play the footage out loud, pardon me, I don't think that the companies will get annoyed at you and get angry. But you just never know. These people are just such greedy bastards sometimes. When they've already got enough money to live on, they're just obsessing over a few quid. That doesn't even really matter. It's just like, people just need to chill out a bit more. But you've got to be really careful with copyright stuff. So if it's someone else's footage, either ask for permission or don't use it, or use it but don't monetize it. Just be very careful, because you don't want copyright claims, you don't want your channel getting banned, and you don't want things getting ruined, My advice also, back up your videos, because a lot of YouTubers critique other YouTubers, and I feel like people getting famous, they can't really take criticism that much. They've got this big ego, all these people sucking them off and saying they're the best thing since sliced bread, and that they're the dog's bollocks and all that. And people might not be able to take small criticisms, and they might be like, ban this channel, quick, ban it, everyone, report the video, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm pretty sure YouTube would probably see the video, see that it's just constructive criticism, and think, oh, okay, that's not too bad, there's no reason to ban it, they're just salty. But they could also get see it as bullying, because the iDubbbz Content Cop Leafy that got done for that weird bullying thing, even though people have re-uploaded it, they got rid of it, and all it was some constructive criticisms and some jokes pointed at Leafy. But YouTube were like, nope, it's bullying. You can't criticise people. Yeah, also, even though I swear, I have tried to cut down on the swearing quite a lot, just in case, like, I don't know, family or workplaces in the future somehow find this channel and start seeing, the videos and realising, oh, he's using loads of exertives, that's not good. So even though it doesn't really matter, I can do what I want as long as it's not too offensive or too over the top on YouTube, and as long as it's not breaking the guidelines or whatever. But I think it's just best to not have too much swearing in it, especially not dropping the C-bomb. I don't think I have dropped the C-bomb on the videos. I can't really remember. I know I've said the F word quite a bit, and I've said I've said shit quite a bit, and bollocks and tit and twat and bastard. So but as I say, I know I just said loads of words there, but I'm trying to cut it out, and get down on the swearing. So because YouTube like to not only make the content for kids, because they can promote it to kids and more kids use YouTube, I think. Well, they must do, because otherwise how's the WWE got like 5 million subscribers? I mean 57 million subscribers, or however many they're on. So they want to make it kid-friendly content. But in reality, just make the stuff that you want to make. You can probably still make a good living even if it's not kid-friendly, so, yeah. I don't really know what else to say, to be honest. Mainly do this not to get clout and fame, but do it because you enjoy doing it. And in the long run, if you just do this because you enjoy doing it, you'll actually, you could make a living out of it, and you'll actually have fun with it. Obviously, we've talked about fame quite a bit on the podcast before, and it ain't all what it's cut out to be, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then the fame, getting harassed by people, isn't worth it. Because even though you'll have loads of money, you'll probably be quite down and fed up, and you might want to do something else. So, well, when you're famous, it's hard to break out of that fame bubble unless you sort of, go off the grid a bit, I guess. But yeah, you just should do stuff because you enjoy it. Because if you do become famous and the stress and pressure of fame gets to you, you'll have the hobby of making videos and being creative as a bit of fun. Obviously, if you don't enjoy making the videos, because YouTube's so competitive, you probably won't become big anyway. But I mean, say if you don't really enjoy it that much, but you're just dedicated and you're so determined to become big, then you become big, and then you're down because you can't deal with the stress and the clout and fame and the harassment and all this nonsense and the hate comments and whatever. You won't be able to have that escape because you're not that bothered about making the video. So, yeah, it'll be harder for you to do, really. So, yeah, just it is more important if you do it because you enjoy it. Like, obviously, it'd be great to become famous, but if the channel never gets big, I'll just keep doing it till I don't want to do it anymore, till I just don't enjoy doing it. I've got some ideas for finale videos when I just want to give up. Well, not give up, but say if in 5 years, I don't know, the channel got to 10k subs, and I enjoyed it still, I'd keep making videos. But if it was on 10k subs and I didn't enjoy it, I'd just be like, oh, forget it then. But at the same time, you got to remember, if the channel, because I was sort of thinking to myself, what if the channel was on 100,000 subs? You never know, anything can happen. Anything can happen. But it most probably won't be on 100,000 subs. But if it was and I didn't enjoy it anymore, would I want to keep doing it so I can make good money? And because the thing is, with making good money, you can sort of off YouTube, you can, I know 100k, you probably won't be able to make enough to live on, and it's mostly about views, but you can sort of do what you want to do, then you can dedicate your time to doing things that you want to do. Like for me, I just like to grapple all the time and compete in grappling. Or if my knuckle ever got better, which I doubt it will, but if it ever did get better, I'd like to compete in MMA and dedicate myself loads to that, to be honest. So, yeah. I know it's weird to bring that up, but, and I'm sure some people might want to travel the whole world. Oh, I've got 1 million subs now, I've got good money, let's travel the world. Some people might want to do loads of investing, some people might want to start a business. I know, obviously, the general consensus is that people become complacent if they become famous. They want to do less, things become easier. But for me, and I think other people, they want to do more. They want to, with this money, with this new freedom, they want to do more. But it's easy to talk about when you haven't been there yet, when you don't have to get up early in the morning anymore. But I don't know. It's I would want to do stuff. I hope that I'd still have that mentality to do loads of stuff if I ever was successful. Thing is, with the ALP, though, me and Aaron have agreed that it'd be split 50-50. So even if we had 1 million subs or whatever, it'd be decent money, but it wouldn't be loads of money to live off of. But at the same time, you got to remember that if it wasn't for the teaming up and the teamwork and the camaraderie and the collaboration, would we get far at all? Because Aaron's good at thumbnails, but I'm better at talking, and I'm better at the practical side of it, but Aaron's better at like art and design things and designing thumbnails, and he's more smart. He makes like smarter points, but I'm good at like going on about things longer and being more entertaining, if that makes sense. So I think that teamwork works really well. One last thing I wanted to bring up was community channels. They're alright, I suppose. It depends what sort of community channel it is, really. Loads of people uploading, making videos. I suppose it's alright, really. It depends how many people you have in, if you enjoy it, what you're trying to get out of it. The problem is you'll have to split the money loads in different ways, so it's not really that good. 2 people, even 3 people, I guess it's okay splitting the money. And you can make other channels. You could have separate channels if you wanted to, I suppose, if it's 2 or 3 people. But like if it's 5, 6, 7 people, it's ridiculous and just too much to keep track of. And if one person falls out, you know, they could like report the videos that they've done for your channel. So I suppose I wouldn't advise community channels, but if you really want to do it, that's your call, I guess. How to become big with it. There, in some ways, you can get big easy because you loads of people are uploading. There's loads of different ideas going into it, and loads of different videos. I suppose it's best to do what the Sidemen do, sort of collaborate. Have one channel that is like Sidemen, and have, well, they had loads and loads of different channels, didn't they? But they now have one channel called Sidemen. Well, they've had it for a few years, I think. So yeah, I think I can wrap up nicely there. As I said, do videos because you enjoy it. If you want to become big, try and get views. Think, will I enjoy the making this video and will it get views? If you're not bothered about views, just do what you want, I guess, as long as it's not offensive and stupid and mental content. As long as it won't get you banned, do it, I guess. So yeah, and as long as you're not being an idiot to people and harassing people. So yeah, or making threats or anything bad. So that's it really. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you watching. See you.